Blue Angels is kind of the pinnacle of naval aviation.
The very best that the Navy and Marine Corps has to offer.
It's an honor to wear the blue suit.
They're the epitome of professionalism and teamwork.
We get a chance to be part of this team. It's something greater than ourselves.
A lot of concentration for that 43-minute demonstration.
We do the same thing every day in order to keep that muscle memory very sharp.
The way we fly Super Hornets is just different than the fleet flies them in some way.
There's a lot to do to keep these aircraft up and flying.
They're all about inspiring that next generation.
If you have that drive within you and you're willing to dedicate yourself to your craft, you can do anything you want.
Welcome to New Century Air Center, the site of the 2021 KC Air Show.
Here, the U.S. Navy Blue Angels will celebrate their diamond anniversary, 75 years, July 3rd and 4th. Hi, everybody. I'm Johnny Rollins from KMBC's News Chopper 9.
And I'm Jade Diga, the Communications Director for the KC Air Show. Part of the mission of the KC Air Show is inspiring Kansas City youth to pursue opportunities in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. We hope that families across the metro area will truly be inspired by what they are about to see.
In the next half hour, you're in for something truly special, an all-access pass behind the scenes as the United States Blue Angels take to the skies preparing for yet another season, entertaining families and inspiring the aviators of tomorrow. You're going to see these precision pilots in a whole new light. What inspires them? What drives them to put on that signature blue flight suit, not just for air shows, but for outreach across the nation and around the world?
This is Blue Angels Precision and Pride.
My name is Brian Kesselring. My title is the Commanding Officer and Flight Leader of the Blue Angels. For me, being inspired was more of an inspiration first to come in the Navy. I can think back to the very day that happened, and that was in June of 1986. And I'm a little 9-year-old boy propped up against a snow fence in Fargo, North Dakota, my hometown, and had these, 6 A4F Skyhawk 2s, which really looked like spaceships to me coming in, Navy aircraft, which is what the Blue Angels were flying at that time. And I remember the announcer ad-libbing and telling us the flight leader of that team was from North Dakota, and that just kind of blew my mind. As a 9-year-old boy, going, what are these spaceships doing in my hometown? For me, just watching the precision of that team, watching the way that the crew chiefs and the first mechs, the coordinated efforts, and seeing that teamwork, a very visual representation of what the Navy and Marine Corps was all about.
Ben Walborn, I'm the operations officer and lead solo pilot. My 3 older brothers were all naval aviators, so we all followed the lead and just went and did that. But the inspiration came from watching the Blues and other air acts growing up, and my dad being a pilot too. The flying is phenomenal. I love the flying. The group of people that we get to work with, basically anyone I've ever had the experience with in the Navy and Marine Corps have been awesome, and that's why I'm still here after 20 years. Seeking for perfection, everything we do, that this kind of translates into being on this team.
Kerry Rickoff. My title is Opposing Solo, Blue Angel number 6. Naval aviation was imprinted on me way early in my life before I even knew I liked flying. I just knew I liked watching these blue jets fly around, and like I said, it stuck. It is very surreal. I would say more than once a week you'll put the flight suit on and you look in the mirror and you say, oh, why is that blue flight suit staring at me? You're used to seeing the green, and no one ever expects to be here wearing a Blue Angel flight suit. It's very unique and very exciting.
Julius Bratton. I am the narrator for the flight demonstration, Blue Angel number 7. I have loved flying and aviation and airplanes since I was probably 5 years old. Was fortunate enough to get a pilot slot out of the Naval Academy, and fortunate enough to fly jets, and then from there, fortunate enough to run into somebody that was on the team beforehand and inspired me to throw in an application, and I did. And it's just been one rewarding challenge experience after the other.
I'm Lieutenant Caitlin Forster, and I am Blue Angel number 8, the events coordinator for the team. I love representing the females in naval aviation. When I joined this community, I did not expect to be flying F-18s, and so now getting to represent kind of my community as a female aviator is really an honor.
Glad to be here is just a reminder that, as we're grinding through those practices, as we're finding out every single flaw that we had in our, whether it be on the ground or in the air, we remind ourselves every day that, boy, we are glad to be here.
This is a phenomenal opportunity, what we're doing, representing the sailors and Marines around the world, getting to do this on a day in, day out basis.
The narrator is the only position where someone from the team gets to physically interact with the crowd.
As narrator, when we are performing a flight demonstration, I'm in front of the crowd, pretty much announcing what maneuvers are happening and from where they're coming, as well as small little nuggets of crowd interaction, which is always great. I think that it's hugely important to have replacements to fill our shoes, not only in the fleet, but also on the team.
Getting to pass that kind of enthusiasm for aviation is a very fun part of this job.
Our secondary family we have on the Blue Angels. It's a word that we say a lot here, but we mean it. The relationships and the bonds that we have, spending the amount of hours we have together. Many of the people inside this team, we haven't spent this amount of hours, waking hours in a day with anybody in our lives, maybe our siblings, since we were very, very young. And we do that in the Blue Angels for years and on the road during our tour here and make lifelong bonds. And that's not only just the people on the team, but our families, our spouses and our kids get to be great friends, and those bonds carry on for years. The interesting thing about the Navy and Marine Corps is everyone here gets to travel all around the world. But one thing that we don't often get a chance to do is travel across this country. And being part of the Navy and Marine Corps team, the Blue Angel team that gets a chance to get out there and spread the word of the Blue Angels and the Navy and Marine Corps to the American public is an absolute honor and a privilege.
Going around and realizing all the different cultures in this country, that opened my eyes my first time here, and that's kind of one of the things I really enjoy.
We are planning for 29 show sites this season. Each air show is changing up what they've always done for this 2021 season. I'm excited for the shows to come.
We're really looking forward to going to Kansas City this year and put on a fantastic show for the people.
Baseball and barbecue. We love Kansas City.
Coming up on Blue Angels Precision and Pride.
I definitely am on the Kansas City show. That is my home show. I will be there.
My family's all from Lansing, Kansas. My parents and grandparents are all still there. We're on the road quite a bit. I miss going to a good home Chiefs football game.
All the Kansas City connections getting the Blues extra amped up for their flight to the Heartland.
But first, hitting the gym, the intense training these Blue Angels go through to be able to fly at supersonic speeds. Welcome back to Blue Angels Precision and Pride.
These pilots have something in common with our local boys in blue, of course, the Kansas City Royals.
Incredible athleticism. Take a look at the intense training these pilots go through to be able to fly at supersonic speeds.
It's an athletic endeavor. You got to be in shape. You got to make sure you're hydrated, have proper nutrition to make sure you can execute your job very well.
Monica Borza. I am the flight surgeon for the U.S. Navy Blue Angels. It is truly imperative that the pilots are at their peak physical, mental, emotional shape before they strap on that aircraft.
We have guest riders that sometimes come along with us, and a common theme is their surprise of, wow, that looked very graceful out there, but I didn't know you're grunting and groaning in there and being thrown around inside the aircraft.
Exercise daily, they do eat properly. All of that goes into them being able to sustain the G forces.
We don't wear our G suits to help us out with those G maneuvers, but what that is, it's actually a safety measure, believe it or not.
As we're pulling Gs in the demonstration, that blood is trying to be pulled out of our head. In order to prevent that, it's kind of a full body flex from your legs to your torso to your glutes to force that blood back up into your brain. If you can imagine just sitting in a seat, flexing all those muscles for about 45 minutes, that's kind of what it's like.
Even something as small as a cold can have tremendous effects on them.
It's a workout, but luckily when we go out to El Centro and we have a daily regimen where we'll work out, your body gets accustomed to it. You build up the tolerance for it all. It's definitely enjoyable. The concentration that goes into it is actually taxing as well.
To properly say how this starts is we start with, no kidding, 45 minutes prior to our brief. We're all in our spaces. The first thing we kick off our day with is greeting every one of the personnel who are involved in the demo. Make sure that we've got eye-to-eye contact and start off with that positivity and greeting our teammates in our attempt to start getting synchronized for the day.
10 minutes prior, I'm in the room. 5 minutes prior, I'm in my seat. And now it's game time.
1 minute prior to our brief kicking off, we're going to go ahead and completely go silent to allow us to focus in on everything we're going to talk about. And then as we kick off the brief at the start of that, we go in and I'll basically talk through all the maneuvers, the weather, the contingency plan that we have during the course of that day. During the course of that brief, we're also going to what we call chair fly, and it's something more than mission rehearsal. We'll actually get into the details of closing our eyes and visualizing together, saying the different comm cadences or communication that we're going to say to each other as we go through the movements with the stick and the throttles of the maneuvers that we're going to do for that day. Once we finish up that process, we walk out to our jets probably a few minutes later, and we start off, and then from there, that's whatever the public gets a chance to see. That short 40-minute demonstration that we're going to start from our walking out to the jets in a very precise military manner, getting into our jets, going through our checklist very quickly, and then moving on out for our first maneuver to take off.
In addition to being the primary care physician, I also am the primary safety grader. So I have direct comms with the pilots, and then I'm looking for certain things during every maneuver of the configuration of the aircraft in order to make sure that each maneuver is done properly and safely.
They back us up on safety. If an aircraft was to have a malfunction, those emergency procedures to make sure we can land. At the end of our entire performance is where all the work begins. We only have a 40-minute flight, but we'll take a full hour and a half to make sure that we talked about how we're going to get better for the next flight demonstration the next day.
Still to come. Larger, louder, more powerful aircraft.
The new fighter jets coming to Kansas City and air shows across the country. KC Air Show Charities want to put you in the cockpit of this exclusive one-of-a-kind Shelby Super Snake, a collectible from the day it was built, nicknamed the Blue Hornet. Raffle tickets benefit Children's Mercy Kansas City and KC Air Show Charities STEM education programs. Get ready to kick the tires and light the fires. Don't miss your chance to own this exclusive, absolutely one-of-a-kind Shelby Super Snake wide-body Mustang. Get your tickets now at kcairshow.org.
Rick Rose, Major, United States Marine Corps. I'm a Fat Albert pilot for the Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron.
We've went almost 2 years now without our own dedicated logistics support aircraft. C-130J Super Hercules, which is what we commonly call Fat Albert.
I'm used to flying this plane out in the fleet, Marine Corps. I have a lot of background flying out of the Middle East on deployments and then also in Japan.
And that C-130, its role in the team is to basically take all of our support maintainers and support personnel as well as our spare parts and tools to each SO site.
The plane was in the UK and we acquired it from the UK. This is how critical an asset it is for the Marine Corps, is that they couldn't spare one for us.
It's also as a premier showcasing of our Marines on the team. Our crew, our flight engineers, our maintainers, they are Marine Corps maintainers and Marine Corps personnel.
Brian Abbes. My title is maintenance officer for the Blue Angels. When we travel an air show, we take 7 aircraft and about 45 maintainers. There's a lot to do to keep these aircraft up and flying. Our maintainers are charged with actually getting the aircraft what we call turns, when they call line them up and all 7 aircraft come online at the same time. And they'll do all the pre-flight checks that a normal pilot would. And so that allows our pilots just to walk out and jump in the jet and go. And then we also have our maintenance department to support, so in case an aircraft breaks.
My name is Trevor Newroth. I'm a crew chief for the number 5 pilot. As a crew chief, we get to set up the jet for the pilot. We pre-flight it for him, check all the systems. Me, I get to jump in a jet, and that's not something everybody can say. Starting a jet, let alone starting up a Blue Angel jet. All his survival equipment, all his systems, everything is set and ready for him to jump in the jet and go fly a demo.
But the show must go on, so if jets go down, we have the whole maintenance crew ready to support, and they do an incredible job.
It's been 50 years since we've transitioned to a new type of platform with a Super Hercules.
The history of it is amazing. It really is a testament to how well designed this aircraft is. It's been in production since the early 1950s. My grandfather was a Lockheed engineer, actually helped design the engine mounts for this aircraft.
Jeffrey Penfield, retired Rear Admiral. We're on the foundation of the future naval aviation.
All the fleet really is Super Hornets now.
Some of the physical differences in the Super Hornet, this is what we call the leading edge extension. So on the Super Hornet, that is much broader.
They roll differently, the engines are powered a little bit differently.
33% larger, and has some different avionics and flight control systems. They probably look the most similar to each other on the ground. And then when you get up in the air, you notice when they start banking and seeing that plan form of that aircraft, it looks significantly different. We just had to relearn in many ways how to fly in those close formations together.
The airplane ever evolving has been one of the hallmarks of the Hornet. Pretty special time to be flying a brand new airplane.
KC Air Show Charities want to put you in the cockpit of this exclusive one-of-a-kind Shelby Super Snake, a collectible from the day it was built, nicknamed the Blue Hornet. Raffle tickets benefit Children's Mercy Kansas City and KC Air Show Charities STEM education programs. Get ready to kick the tires and light the fires. Don't miss your chance to own this exclusive, absolutely one-of-a-kind Shelby Super Snake wide-body Mustang. Get your tickets now at kcairshow.org.
Finally, we leave you with what the Blue Angels are really all about: family, fellowship, and inspiring the next generation of aviators.
Experience the magic of flight with your family as we celebrate 75 years of excellence with the Blue Angels right here at the KC Air Show, July 3rd and 4th at New Century Air Center.
Thank you for joining us for this special look at the U.S. Navy Blue Angels, precision and pride.
No doubt about it, it takes a family, the entire family to serve.
The American public will see the Blue Jets flying up there. They'll see the maintainers working on them, but they don't understand the work that gets done behind the scenes.
It is exciting to get on the road, but you do leave your family at home, at least for a little bit.
I come from Wichita. I was raised in Wichita, Kansas. I definitely am on the Kansas City show. That is my home show. I will be there.
My family's all from Lansing, Kansas. My parents and grandparents are all still there, and we're on the road quite a bit. I miss going to a good home Chiefs football game.
My family, their parents, my mom and dad's parents are in Missouri. I'm glad that I can be here to be motivation for them.
We have wonderful families. They are so understanding.
The level of support you have at home for 99.9% of all military spouses is phenomenal.
I'm fortunate enough, I have a great support system at home with my wife and 2 kids. They support what I do, and I definitely could not be doing this without them.
The most important thing to me in my life is my family. No doubt about it, with my wife, my daughter, my soon-to-be, even little daughter.
I remember when he actually called me and told me that he was selected to be the next boss of the Blue Angels. And at first, you know, the way it kind of came out, because he's so humble with everything, I was like, I can't tell if he got it or didn't get it. I'm like, can you say that again? But yeah, it's just, I was over the moon happy for him. I mean, it's a big thing. It's one of one, right? So of course, yeah, super proud of him.
Certainly my better half lives at home. She's a Marine Corps officer, and she takes care of everything at the home and with the careers. It's not just me doing the job of the flight leader of the Blue Angels. It's certainly my wife, Ashley.
Their schedules are demanding, though it's more of like a short tour, meaning that they're not deploying. They're still gone, you know, 300 days a year, and a lot of that planning. So I'd say the biggest challenge a lot of times with some of that is just keeping a schedule, especially when you have kids running around and they're missing data, and then all of a sudden they come home and things slide a little bit, but just keeping everyone on schedule and going.
They're first and foremost, and I think everybody on this team would probably feels the same way about that.
They're not home all the time. It still gives us the opportunity that when they are home, we're able to be together.
It's always great to get it back up in the Midwest. You know, that's what I call home. Super excited to be able to spend some time, you know, when we do get a chance to spend time with them. But it's difficult. But that's nothing new to military spouses around there who really are an integral part to the Navy and Marine Corps team. Fortuitously, it just so happened, you know, our schedules are built 2 years out. So this schedule was built actually before I even got here. It was selected. So it's kind of neat to go up to Fargo, North Dakota, my hometown, and to be able to perform. And the thought of, you know, coming back to go out and perform at, you know, the show that inspired me to come in the Navy and be a naval aviator is almost a bit surreal. I think if you look at some of the Blue Angel reunions, or teams that were in the Blue Angels 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago are still getting together, still exchanging Christmas cards, and show up at our end of season celebration as we celebrate the finale of this Blue Angel season. You know, every year we get a chance to share and meet our extended family, the Blue Angel family.
My father is a former naval flight officer, so growing up hearing his stories from his time in the Navy did truly inspire me to also want to join the Navy and make those friendships and the camaraderie that you feel when you are part of this organization.
It makes you feel awesome to be part of that.
Show that world-class teamwork and pursuit of excellence that we do.
That's really what it's all about, just trying to inspire.
Getting to see the little 5 or 6 year old, you say, yes, you can do it.
It's an exciting job. If it's a passion that you have, I would definitely say go for it.
You could be from a small town. Me, I couldn't afford college. The Navy helped me pursue my dreams and goals.
This doesn't have to just be a dream. I mean, this can be a mission. And I tell people all the time, hey, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
If you think it's something you would enjoy doing, go after it, go for it. If you just keep chipping away at it and do what you enjoy doing, you'll reach far beyond what you think.
I'd say it's a very exciting job. If you love loud things that go fast, this is a great job to have.
I never imagined I'd have so many people look up to me.
We need young men and women to step up and serve. You're that young 18-year-old girl out of high school and you want to figure out, what do I want to be when I grow up? Well, you can come in the Navy for 4 years and help you figure out what you want to be when you grow up.
That's really what it's for, is to instill in them that this is something really cool that we could potentially be a part of.
I have zero regrets. I love doing what I do. It really is just about following your passion.
But it does take hard work. So if you have that drive within you and you're willing to dedicate yourself to your craft, you can do anything you want. There are so many opportunities in the Navy for young females. I do hope it truly is inspirational for little girls who do attend the Air Show so that they feel inspired to do whatever they put their mind and their hearts to.